Savannah, I'm coming home, Savannah, we'll never be alone, Savannah.
What it do? Back again, coming through. Who that is? Ain't nobody but Sumi Sue, about to do this makeup boo. How y'all doing? Is y'all all right? We are back with another makeup video because I really enjoyed filming that last makeup video for you. I don't know, I just miss doing makeup videos, so here I am doing another makeup video. This is also going to be a fall inspired, but instead of like fall type of colors, we are going to be playing with the Taupes palette by JUVIA'S Place. Listen, I need a beating. Somebody need to come get me, okay? Because you know, from when I had this, and I just realized I've never done a look with this palette. Beautiful palette, gray tone, brown, taupey colors. Like, what was I doing? Like, why didn't I? What's really going on over here? Anyway, boo, use my code, shameless plug. You know how it go. But without further ado, boo, we're not gonna talk too much. The hair is laid, fried, dyed, and laid to the side. We're gonna zoom in so we can get within. So first things first, as usual, I am going to be applying my base, and I'm gonna be using Butterscotch, not warm sand. I'm gonna be using Butterscotch to clean up under my brows. Already did my brows and all of that good stuff. Y'all already know how it go, boo-boo, okay? We are not playing around with the browns, okay? Y'all know how I gets down. I'm listening to Star 92 FM, Grand Cayman radio station. So if you hear a little bit of music in the background, you probably won't hear it because I've been playing music a lot lately, and y'all really ain't hearing it. So it's low so I can still talk and the mic ain't really picking it up. But we in a vibe, okay? Joshua vibes. I don't know who that is, girl, but he playing some tunes tonight. Anyways, we're gonna go in and clean up the brow and apply this all over the eye as a base. Okay, so because I want this look to be really sheer, I'm gonna be going in with the HUDA Beauty powder in Kunafa, and just very lightly we are going to dust some of that powder onto this because I want the blend to be seamless, and I don't want this to be like a super strong look. I just want it to be really soft and pretty, so that's what we're going to be doing. I never do this, but this is a great way to make sure that your blend is absolutely seamless. For my first color, I'm sure you already guessed it, I'm going to be going in with this gray shade right here. Now this gray shade has a little bit of shimmer, but it's mostly matte, so we're going to take this and place this all over the eye, and then I'm going to be using one of the browns in this. Maybe this one. No, I'm going to take that one afterwards to blend it out. We're going to take this and start to pop that onto the lid. We're going to carry this all over the lid. It's also going to be a base for under our shimmer eyeshadow, so yeah. I'm also going to Can you slow down, okay? I'm sipping some wine, girl. I'm in the zone, okay? Y'all know how I go. Listen, I'm gonna be using this tool. I'm gonna get questions on this tool. This tool, I've had this tool for years. This is a mascara guard. It's used to like apply mascara, but it's great for just really having a clean type of eyeshadow look when you don't want to apply tape. Sometimes I just don't want to use tape, so I always use this tool whenever I don't. I make sure I line it up, make sure it's all in the right place. Is it too far over? And then I'm just going to go in and start to buff that gray on the edge, so I know I'm not going to go above that. So that's what we're going to do. So now I'm going to take the lighter shade right here, and with that we're going to start to just blend out that edge, and we're going to trust the process. It might look a little ashy right now, but it's going to work out. And this look is going to be super easy. Anybody can do it. Like, don't fret, my pet. We're keeping it simple and we're keeping it glam. Now, this palette never, you know what? Let me just go ahead and do my lower lash line from now. I was gonna do my shimmers, but let's take that gray and do the lower lash line. I love that already. It's gonna look so good. Okay, now for the glitter, I am going to be applying my glitter adhesive. This is by NYX. Just gonna take a little bit and pop that onto the lid. Should I do like a halo? Yeah, let's do a halo. So for our eyeshadow, or for the shimmer, I'm going to be taking this shade right here. It almost looks like crushed glitter. Literally looks like crushed glitter. Super intense, super pretty, and I just know it's going to look bomb. So we're going to pop that on the center of the lid and go from there. Okay, so we can't leave it like that. If you want your eyeshadows to look flawless, you have to kind of blend over the shimmer. So we're going to go into that gray once again, and we're just going to blend some of that color right on the very edge of the shimmer. And what this does is basically tint the shimmer so it kind of seamlessly flows into the matte shade. That's all that does. And this really ties everything in. You can't really tell where the matte and shimmer meets. It kind of just flows seamlessly. So that is literally it for this look. How many eyeshadows did we use? We used 3, okay? 3 eyeshadows and we are done. That is the look. If you want to deepen this up, if this is too ashy for you, too gray for you, because I know gray eyeshadow can be a little bit tricky for some people, all you have to do is go in with like a dark brown or a black on the outer area. Should I do that? but I kind of like this. And you know what? Let's do it. Okay, so I am going to keep it in the same family. This is also by JUVIA'S Place. This is their Wahala palette. And I am going to be taking the color called Sis. And it's the shade right here. It almost looks like a really dark, deep purple with a hint of gray. So I think it's gonna fit the vibe. So we're gonna take just a little bit of that and we're gonna deepen up those inner corners a tad, okay? I'm gonna use my tool to make sure I don't go over anything. So I applied my lashes and we are good to go today. I stacked the JUVIA'S Place lashes in Zaria and Aziza. So yeah, that's what's going on with the eyes. Use my code. Use my code, save you some coins, okay? And keep me on their PR list, child. Anyways, the eyes are done, so let's zoom out so we can do this face. Cause we finna show out. No, let's zoom out, cause we finna show out. You see, that's how long I'm just out of the loop, like, but I'm enjoying this, okay? I'm in the vibe, a little bit tipsy, but I'm in the vibe. Okay, so I really don't even feel like I need to clean up under my eyes, but I always do it because I want my face to look flawless. No shadows, no glitter, no sparkles. The face needs to be pristine. So I always go in with my, that's why I don't understand how people do their foundation first. I just don't, okay, work with a girl. Anyways, I'm gonna be using the, what is this? Bioderma micellar water, that's what it is, okay? But this is the non-wash type. So I like to use this one because there's one that you have to actually wash off. But look at all of that, like, I don't want that under there, you see what I'm saying? I just don't. Preach and teach. Preach and teach. Good day, Mr. Vibes. I need to go back in and reapply my moisturizer. So for this, I'm actually going to be using my Japanese skin lotion. I still need to get another bottle, okay? I go through this stuff like water. This is an all-in-one. This does everything, and it's super, super, super heavy, and it just penetrates your skin. It makes you look nice and glowy and fully moisturized. It has sake in it, and I must say that my skin absolutely loves it, and it also has a little bit of niacinamide in it. Really, really good. I also feel like it's helping to fade my spots at the same time. So I love to use this as a moisturizer under my makeup. And one thing about Japanese skincare, a lot of it, like their lotions tend to be like really tacky. Look at that glow, okay? We're fully moisturized and we're ready to go. For me, that's all the skincare that I need under my makeup. Like, I'm satisfied with that. Now, this moisturizer is actually really, really heavy. As you can tell, it's super glowy. So what I like to do for my paint pot, for the creasing around my mouth, because if I leave it like this, the paint pot is not gonna work. So I just like to blot a little bit around my mouth just to lighten it a little bit, lighten that product right there. You know, just blot it a little bit. We're still moisturized, we're still well taken care of underneath there, but we want this paint pot to work. For my paint pot, I'm gonna be using Belly Epic. This is just Belly Epic. I've actually been loving just Belly Epic. I used to have Brac and Painterly mixed together, but I feel like Belly Epic gives me a much better coverage. It's just a little bit deeper, like it's a true orange. I don't know why I was running away from this, but this is a vibe. It color corrects and it defeats creasing at the same time. And those little imperfections that I have on my face right there, for some hormonal breakouts, I like to put it right there as well. As a black woman, we always tend to have hyperpigmentation whenever we get a breakout, a little cut, a little nick, anything, and the color is always dark gray, okay? So this just helps to cancel all of that out, and it's gonna give you a really nice flawless base. This side, not so much. This side, always a problem. And to help my face stay even more matte, I'm gonna be using the ABH powder in golden orange. It's truly orange. It also helps to slightly color correct at the same time, but I just use this for oil control. Truth be told, if you put a matte primer down and you use this, it's gonna get a little cakey. Trial and error, I have been there. It's gonna get cakey, it's gonna get patchy. Your makeup might flake a little bit. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's just too much matte, just too much dryness. So you don't want to do that. So whenever I just want to have a little bit of a matte hold on my face, I just go in with my moisturizer, and this is really all you need. You also want to set that paint pot. You want to put a powder over that, because remember, this is an eyeshadow base. And I've been thinking to make these makeup videos a little bit more interesting. A Q&A would be really, really good, but sometimes I'm afraid to ask you guys to do Q&As. Like, y'all don't ask me like fun stuff. I see people do Q&As, and it's always like really fun stuff, like, you know, the quirky stuff. I just get a lot of questions about Japan, and I feel like I can answer stuff like that in my vlogs, but for my makeup videos, like, you know, answer some fun, stupid, quirky questions would be cool. Okay, so next up, we're gonna go in with Butterscotch, and we're gonna start to apply this and just lay it down and let it sit and dry, and we're gonna really carve out the highlights that we want on the face, okay? That's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna let it sit there, and then we're gonna move on and blend, okay? But for the most part, we want this to dry down. When you let it dry down, you get a much fuller coverage. So that's what we're gonna do, okay? And like I said, I've been putting it on my nose area instead of foundation right there. I've just been going in with concealer. It's less product and it will highlight a lot better. It's just something that I'm experimenting with, and right now I really, really like it. From here, we're gonna go in with the contour slash bronzer. Now I use bronzer as a contour. When it comes to contour, this can be a little bit tricky. You know, for some people, bronzer and contour. When it comes to bronzer, you're thinking red, you're thinking sun-kissed, you're thinking a little bit of a tan. When you're thinking of contouring, you're thinking of shadows. Shadows tend to be mostly on the gray side. I don't really like gray on my face. It just looks a little bit muddy, so I tend to do this. So you have to do what works for you. For me, this is what works, all right? Like, it just does. Everybody's different, but for me, I like to contour with a bronzing shade. Also, I don't really care for a super sculpted look. I like my face to look really nice and soft. I think when you sculpt, your face can look harsh if you're not careful. Especially as a black woman, we're already dark, okay? We're already tanned, we're already brown. So I find that just doing a little bit of bronzer as a contour looks a little bit, it just complements me a lot better. You see what I'm saying? For everybody, each their own, but this is what works for me. But there is a difference between bronzing and contouring, okay? And with my bronzer, I tend to go a little bit higher. My contour would go in here if I was going to contour. I'm up, okay? I'm a little bit above, okay? So that's what you wanna do. Today, I'm gonna be using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation, and this is number 13, and we're just gonna go in and really, oh, that's too much. I did 3 pumps, that's way too much because you really don't need that much. You really don't, okay? That's a waste. You probably just need like a pump and a half, especially if you're doing this technique of, you know, one layer type of, y'all call it underpainting, I call it one layer, okay? Because where the bronzer is, it stays right there. I don't really go over that too much. Where the concealer is, I don't go over that. I don't overlap, basically. I keep everything in its place. That way everything looks and stands out a lot better. You get what I'm saying? Likewise, I am going to be using my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush setting spray. I'm gonna spritz my brush with that, and we're gonna go in and blend out that foundation. And likewise, I'm using my big brush. So even though I'm going over, you can still see that foundation, that contour shade right there. So that's what I'm talking about, like overlapping. You just want to keep it nice and soft and pretty. And with this, you have to work fast because this Charlotte Tilbury foundation dries quick, okay? Really good foundation. It dries super, super quick. And like I said, once you feel that brush getting dry, you want to spritz it again. But look at that. That looks really, really good. And very lightly, I'm just going to tap over everything just so I have a seamless blend between the contour or the bronzer and the foundation. Stunning. Now let's do the other side. How flawless is that? Absolutely stunning. Have way too much foundation in my hand. That is a waste. I only needed like a pump and a half. So my face feels really light, but everything is covered. If you want to carry it down the neck, you can do that. Now it is time for the concealer. I'm going to be using the same brush. Really been loving this big brush. We're going to spritz the brush and we're just going to go in and start to blend out that concealer. Almost forgot to press record. Okay, so we're going in with warm sand. Warm sand is a little bit lighter than butterscotch, so we're going to go in with that and just put that right in this area. Now with this, I am not going to be using that big brush because that's just going to be a mess. I want this color to just stay concentrated right in there. So with that, I'm probably going to use a brush or a sponge. I'll probably use my sponge today. It's been a minute. Okay, you know what I should do? I should try the powder puff method because I see a lot of people using the powder puff. So let's try that today. But we're going to let that dry for a minute and let's try it. Okay, so it's been about 2 minutes. I went ahead and did some scrolling, turned up the music a little bit more and vibed out. I also went and got some more wine. What did I do with it? Oh. Okay, so I went and I got a new sponge, a fresh sponge, I should say. When you buy this sponge, wash them, people, okay? Wash them, put them in the washing machine, just give them one wash, okay? Because these are made in a factory and a lot of dust, a lot of hands, a lot of, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I got these on Amazon. I will link them down below. I love this wig. This is from my last video. I love this wig. It's that 7x5, like OMG. Anyways, we're gonna go in. I'm gonna spritz my brush because I still want, not my brush, my sponge. I'm gonna spritz my sponge and do this because I still want the longevity. I have seen the girlies doing this on TikTok. Okay, wait, they're onto something. The girlies on Instagram, they know. Oh, wow. I'm not exaggerating. My brush would have took away a whole lot. My sponge would have took away a whole lot. Wait a minute. You know what it is? I think it's because of the little fibers on. That looks good. You know, that's why it's good to come out of your ways, come out of your routine and try something new sometimes, because I've been doing this for so long that I feel like I have it down packed. I'm not saying that I don't have anything new to learn, okay? I have a lot of stuff new to learn. But girl, I literally rolled my eyes at them girls. I roll my eyes sometimes, because you know, sometimes they go overboard with it. Like, what are you doing? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Sometimes they be doing some stuff like, yo, relax a little bit, you know, but this, okay. It's like it's barely sucking up the product, and it's just flattening it. It's like blending it perfectly. Not even those fiber sponges. You remember the fiber sponges? I'm sure they're still out there. I've never gotten this type of result, even with the fiber sponge. Wow. Look at that. That looks good. Now I refuse to miss this step today, okay? I refuse. So we're gonna go in with Soft Tulip by is it Soft Tulip that I wanna do? Yeah, Soft Tulip. It's like a light orange, like a pastel-y type of orange. So we're gonna take that up here and we're gonna go overboard with it. We are. We're not gonna hesitate, okay? And for the cheek area, we're gonna take Marigold, which is like a deeper type of corally orange. Now these are pigmented, so you don't need a lot, but I'm going overboard today because I love a good blush moment. I do. Now for this as well, I'm gonna be spritzing my brush. I'm gonna be using the same foundation brush. I spot clean my brushes. So with a step like this, you definitely wanna make sure, I wouldn't go in the next day with the same brush, okay? Because of that blush color. But I always go in and spot clean them. So look how flawless that brush did that. You kind of want to carry this a little bit up under the eyes because that's the look. It looks really, really good. Now it is time to set everything in place. It's just, ooh, this looks so good. Kunafa and Cinnamon Bun. We're going to be using a damp sponge to do this. I already have my damp sponge here being soaked up. Take a little sippy sip. Take a little sippy sip. So first we're going to go in with Kunafa. And like I said, we're not really going to pat off a lot. We're going to set it and just let the sponge, the liquor is kicking in. We're gonna let the sponge soak it up, okay? So we're gonna lay that powder down. Lay it down. Don't be scared. Because that sponge is damp, it's gonna help you, don't worry. You see it? Do you see it? I don't think y'all understand. Look at that. Now we're gonna go in with Kunafa, the darker shade, and we're gonna set the perimeters. We're not gonna overlap. And I'm gonna be doing the same thing. Just letting that sponge soak up that powder and distribute. That's all it's doing. It's soaking up and distributing, and it gives you the most flawless look. I used to really pat it off and like pounce it into the sponge and then go in, but I just found that that took a lot longer, and this way just works. Like this way, once the sponge is damp, you don't have nothing to worry about. It's going to do the work for you. You cannot fail. Okay, for my blush, I'm gonna be going in with Volume 5. This is basically a neon pink with a softer pink. Very different from the beloved, the coveted Volume 4. This is the Volume 4. Everybody loves this, but right now I don't feel like this is what I need. I feel like I need this. It's a little bit more warmer, a little bit more autumny, so that's what we're gonna do, okay? So first we're gonna take this shade. I'm actually gonna mix. You know what? Ooh, that brain is working today. I'm gonna take this shade right here and I'm gonna tap the brush, the first half, the bottom half of the brush, and then I'm gonna go into Volume 6. And with this orangey shade right here, I'm gonna do the upper half of the brush. Really pick it up so it looks like that. You can see it, right? Okay. Do you see what's happening? Little Instagram clip. You know, Instagram always aesthetic like that. But look at that. Look, do you see it? Or is it just me? Okay, so now it's time to blend everything together, make everything look nice and seamless. We're not gonna go back in with any more color or any more powder. I should say we're just gonna use whatever is left on that sponge and take care of everything. We're just gonna blend between the eyes and over that blush. Ooh, that face is rosy. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with Tan by JUVIA'S, the lightest shade up here. We're gonna contour the nose. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. Okay, so as you can tell, my lower lash line is just really non-existent. All of that eyeshadow work that I did is literally not under there anymore. Nothing on the brush. Whatever we used previously to apply it, that's all we're gonna do. We're gonna go back in and literally buff away that concealer and powder, because that's all that is. The eyeshadow is still underneath there, okay? Don't worry. And there's still a little bit of color in that brush, so don't worry, okay? That way we avoid messing up under the eye. And look at that. Look at that. You see the difference? For my highlight, I don't really care for highlight all over my face like some girls do. For me, it's just on the nose. Like, that's all I feel comfortable with. Like, that's enough for me. Boom, that's all I need. Okay, so it's time for mascara, and one of the main reasons I never really show this step is because I'm literally like this. I am like, I need to get close. Like, I need to see what I'm doing so I don't mess up. Okay, so for my tear duct color, I think I should try a different shade. I'm probably gonna go with this one. Now this one is, it's literally taupey, champagne-y type of thing. Like, this one is gray, this one is a little bronzy. It's so hard, like a deeper taupe, a lighter taupe, boom. I'm gonna go with the lighter taupe. Ooh. Sometimes these colors are hard to explain. Is it just me? I'm gonna be spritzing my brush because I don't want no fallout. It ain't happening. How pretty is that? It's just subtle. It doesn't take away from what we already have going on. It's really pretty. I love it. Okay, so take a little sip. I feel cute. I feel cute. That's that liquid courage. Listen, so for my lips, we're gonna definitely do a nude lip. We're not gonna do color. I was tempted to do red or a deep burgundy, but the look is so cute that we're just gonna keep it soft and pretty. Okay, so for my lips, I'm gonna be using Chestnut by MAC, and we're gonna rim our lips with this, and then I'm gonna hunt for, no sir, me get a little glimpse of myself. I'm gonna say, backside, I would a lady there. I would a lady there because I don't know she, and the regular and not she. I saw she look, let me not can do the same thing too. You know that movie from Dancehall Queen, for my Caribbean people. You know the scene? If you know the scene, if you know, you know, okay? I saw she look. I'm gonna play it safe. One of the most perfect nudes out there. You have to get your hands on it if you're struggling. This is the perfect nude, okay? This is called Nubian Sand and it's by JUVIA'S, okay? It's nude, okay? You can create a perfect nude lip. You ain't gotta struggle. You ain't gotta struggle, especially if you're like me and you're shopping online. Get you this. Okay, so we look a little crazy. We need to go back in with that liner. You can actually do this with a brush and it'll make it a lot more seamless. And for my gloss, even though I feel like I don't need one, especially for the autumn season, I just feel like matte tends to be the vibe. This is Coffee Break by JUVIA'S, another nude favorite of mine. You see, the gloss just takes it there. So we had to do it. Okay, I might have went a little overboard with the body stuff. But here we are, child. I love how everything came out. This is super, super pretty, definitely fall-esque. I don't see a lot of people playing with grays in the fall season, but gray is definitely a great way to go for the fall season. Fall, winter, gray is the vibe. Listen, before we get out of here, we're gonna do the modeling section today. We're gonna do it, okay? We're feeling ourselves, we're gonna do it. So enjoy this little modeling section.
Baby, can't you turn up light die? Let it slide, let it slide. Look the other way this one time. Let it slide, let it slide. I'm entitled to some fun while I'm young and dumb. Swear that you're the one I want in the long run. Baby, let it slide. Oh, baby, let it slide. I'm tired of explaining how I choose to live my life.
Yeah, so that is basically it for this video. I hope you guys enjoy this. I totally had a lot of fun doing this. Maybe we need to do some more tipsy Sundays. Is that what we should call this? Tipsy Sunday? But you know, tipsy, TT, tipsy Thursday, tipsy Tuesday. I don't drink during the week, okay? So it's gonna be tipsy Friday or tipsy Sunday or tipsy Saturday. Listen, don't pay me no mind, okay? That liquid courage is kicking in. If it is your first time here, go ahead and subscribe, join the tribe, come on in. We are a happy bunch. We like to keep it nice and clean and classy in here. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Comment down below because I want to hear from you guys. Share the video because sharing is caring. Follow me on all of my social media platforms, TikTok, IG, everything is under my name. And until the next video, take care of yourselves and I will see you guys really, really soon.